What's up everyone? Back again today. Another video, 5 tips on how to start building more muscle right now. These are all tips that you can implement right now to start building more muscle and get the most out of your training, your whole recovery, just your whole setup again, and dial things in just to make sure you're not wasting time, because who wants to be wasting time? We want to get as jacked as we possibly can, obviously as soon as we can. We know it takes time, but there's things that you can do to make sure you're ticking all the boxes, right? Before we get into it, again, make sure you're all like the video, you're all subscribed. Again, we're really trying to grow this channel just so I can keep pumping out more of this solid content for you to really help you all out. So make sure you're subbed, okay? So, 5 tips. Let's get into it, right? Number 1, we're going to start off bread and butter basic. The most important out of everything is that number 1, progressive overload is king. Now, everyone talks about progressive overload, but a lot of people just don't understand progressive overload in the first place. You can't force progressive overload. Progressive overload is a response that, again, the body is going to go through stimulus, recovery, adaptation, and we set our training up in a way to allow that to happen, which then overload happens. We don't just come in and put more weight on the bar and decide to get an extra rep. It doesn't work like that. We have to coax the body into making these adaptations. So we set our training up in a way which allows progressive overload to happen over time. If you're unsure of how, again, to set up a good training plan, go and look at my past videos. I've got 5, 6 videos in the past couple of weeks, all on full body splits, upper lower, 5-day hybrids, push-pull legs, with a breakdown of each training session. There's tons of videos. Go and watch those, and I'm walking you through how you set up a training plan and allow progressive overload to take place. But it's all centered on the basis of stimulus, recovery, adaptation. When you nail that, again, and we progress our lifts and we get stronger over time in that 5 to 20 rep range, if we progress all of our lifts like this, again, progressive overload is absolutely vital to building any muscle tissue. If you're not progressing your lifts over time, you're not getting bigger. It's as simple as that, right? Overload, king. That's number 1. Number 2, a big one. You want to start as lean as we can. We want to start a building phase, trying to build and maximize muscle tissue. You want to start from the leanest possible body composition that you can get to. Now, I've got a range here, 8 to 12% body fat. Now, most people are going to struggle to get to 8% up front. I don't expect that for everybody. But the leaner you can get, you're going to set yourself up to go on a more productive gaining phase. Now, why is that? There's a couple of reasons. The main one, and the number 1 for most people, is that it allows you a longer runway to build out from. The leaner you get and the less body fat that you've got, the longer runway you've got to go through the building phase and be in a slight surplus, because you are going to accumulate a little bit of body fat as you go through on the quest for new muscle tissue. It is what it is. It's unavoidable. But if you start a building phase at 20% body fat, within 2-3 months, you're going to start to feel even more uncomfortable. Where if you start at a legitimate 10% body fat, you've got a nice runway of 8, 9, 10, even 11, 12 months of a nice building phase and building momentum. Because building momentum and getting on a good run of this stimulus, recovery, adaptation and progressing lifts over time, the longer you can do that for and create a nice big runway to build out from, we're only going to get bigger and stronger over time, and that's what's going to allow us to build more muscle tissue. So we've got to think of it from a methodical standpoint. The leaner we start, the longer runway that we've got, and that is absolutely huge. That's one big reason. The next big reason, again, will be the utilization of your food as well. Your carbohydrates utilization at a leaner body fat percentage, your insulin sensitivity, you're just going to be in a much better spot to actually utilize the food coming in. And then we take in appetite and hunger signaling as well. As body fat really starts to creep up, again, your appetite just dips, your ability to utilize the food, your digestion can take a hit. So the leaner that we can stay and start, it just makes for a much more productive building phase, and it's going to allow you to build more muscle tissue. So start lean, or as lean as you possibly can, and then build out from there, okay? That's number 2. Takes me into number 3. It's just a slight calorie surplus. Now, 200 to 300 calories just over your maintenance daily is all we need to maximize muscle growth. If you're trying to maximize your physique and your muscular development over time, you're not going to get there eating that maintenance. There's a lot of bullshit out there in the industry right now that it's saying that people can build muscle tissue at maintenance calories and in a slight deficit. you can, if you're a beginner, you come into training and you've never trained before, you come back to training after a layoff, an injury, or maybe someone who's just introduced performance enhancing drugs, TRT, whatever it may be. You can recomp, you can eat that maintenance, and you will be able to build muscle and drop body fat. But for most of us who are watching this video now, we've got a decent amount of training experience. You're going to need to be in a slight calorie surplus in order to leverage and maximize muscle growth. Okay, so just a 200-300 calorie surplus is all you need. We don't need to be eating thousands extra daily, because we're just going to get fat. Then that's going to shorten our runway that we create by getting as lean as we can. So there's a fine balance. It's just enough of a surplus to maximise our muscular potential and our gains through our building phase, but not too much that we just start gaining too much body fat and then we shorten our runway that we're trying to create with our building phase. So if we go through it nice and steady, just a 200-300 surplus, we can look to slowly gain around 1% of body weight per month. So let's say someone is 170 pounds as an example here. If someone is 170 pounds and you're building 1% per month, that's 1.7 pounds in a month. So anywhere for you between 1 to 2 pounds per month is going to be a great spot to be in terms of your rate of gain per month. Now you think about that, if you started at a lean 170 and you pushed up 20 pounds, 25 pounds over the course of 10, 11 months while really progressing lifts, you're going to build muscle tissue. So again, that's why starting lean and then keeping our surplus in check allows us to go on a nice building phase. So it's all tied in. That's number 3. Number 4, again, everyone talks about rest, recovery, everyone talks, it's sleep, blah, blah, blah. Everyone says about the basic stuff, but it's vitally important. If you want to try and do all of this stuff and then you neglect that, you're taking out a big brick of the house that we're trying to build. It is absolutely vital. Now, the first thing when it comes to rest and recovery, the main thing that people are missing is they don't set up their training in a correct fashion to allow stimulus recovery adaptation to take place. So if you start yourself up on a smart training plan, that's the biggest thing that you can do to prioritize rest and recovery, making sure that you've got your bouts of stimulus in between each session, you've got that nailed down. Again, you're hitting a muscle group and you're giving it enough time before you hit it again. Smart programming, smart exercise selection. That's getting ahead of rest and recovery. So if you start off with a good program and you've got that nailed, that's half of the battle. And then we bring in high food quality. Again, food that is, it's not just about calories and macros, it's food that is high in micronutrients, your vitamins and minerals, all that sort of stuff, good food quality that digests well for you. Again, it's all about what you can digest, not just calories, macros. The digestibility of your food is massive. Hydration status, making sure you, again, hydrated throughout the day. So hydration, your food quality, and then obviously sleep. Sleep is the best thing that you can do for recovery. It's absolutely free. Yeah, people will turn their nose up at it and go and spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds or hundreds of dollars on supplements in a month, but they won't prioritize sleep. 7 to 9 hours a night, right? Get yourself in bed, same time every night, same wake up time. Try and set yourself a routine with that. Again, unwind before you go to bed. Stay off your phone, stay away from screens. If you need to use blue light blockers, whatever it may be. If you need to take some sort of supplementation like magnesium, chamomile tea can help people get to sleep. Whatever you need to find, but just really, really prioritize sleep. It's absolutely vital. You're trying to build as much muscle as you can. Prioritize sleep. So if you get all that on point, you're going to be good to go. It makes all of this stuff worthwhile, right? Final thing, arguably probably the most important, it's absolute ruthless consistency with all this stuff. Now, that's probably obvious, but you have no idea the amount of people that will come to me and they've been doing this for 2 weeks and they're unhappy that they're not massive yet. Do this for years and years on end, right? There's no secret to it. It's your attitude and application over a long time, nailing these boxes, ticking the right boxes every single day. It's easy in theory, but the application of it requires work and it takes years. But these are the big rocks that you need to focus on if you're trying to build as much muscle as you can over the next 1, 2, 3 years. It's ruthless consistency. Again, I'm not here to bullshit you. I'm never ever going to do that. This is the stuff that you need to hear. The fundamentals, nail it down, and you're going to be good to go. Right? Any questions? Drop them down below. If anybody is interested in personalised one-to-one coaching, drop me a message. You know where I am. We can get the ball rolling. But yeah, make sure you like the video, subscribe. Any more video ideas, drop them down below. Speak to you all in the next one. Have a good one.